Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today we're going to be talking all things Christmas, or Christmas pajamas. Not just Christmas pajamas. We're going to be talking about some pajamas and a robe I made for myself, as well as I've got 4 pairs of pajamas here, as in 8 garments for my children. We're going to talk through as well. Yeah, because we're entering the season, sorry, I didn't mean to get the camera, entering the season of pajamas and sewing Christmas pajamas and just, I don't know, it's the time of year to sew pajamas. So I wanted to talk you guys through the patterns that I've used because they're not necessarily what you would think of for PJs. But before we get into that, today is Friday, which means Feature Friday for Love Notions. So today's Feature Friday pattern is the Serenity Sweater. $5 today only, November 5th, 2021. This is like a wrap sweater style. It's one of their very first patterns. It's not one that's been updated yet, I'm pretty sure. But Tammy has said that the entire ladies catalog will be completely updated in the full size range, which is an extra small through a 5XL by the end of 2022. And what's nice is if you buy a pattern, even if you don't fit into it currently, once you own it, the update automatically goes into your account. So you can just download it whenever, and it will be updated sometime between now and the end of 2022. So yes, so that is something to definitely take advantage of, those $5 Feature Fridays, because that will be happening, and she does just update the file. So if you already own the pattern, you get the whole shebang. Anyway, really cute pattern, nice little wrap style. I think this would be so cute if you cropped it a little bit and maybe did a band. You could even maybe use the band for the Arlington sweater if you have that pattern. But I think it'd be so cute with high-waisted skirts and pants and all that kind of stuff that's so very in right now. And great for the holiday season. In fact, Chloe, one of the brand ambassadors, go to, I have a link down below to the Feature Friday pattern, but once you're over there, go onto the blog, because Chloe did a whole blog post on sewing with sequin fabrics and, you know, the trickier, fun things that you want to work with the holidays coming up. So yeah, definitely go over there and check that out. Okay, let's talk PJs. I have a lot to share with you here, and I'm looking at my battery. Yeah, we may have to stop for me to change my battery at some point. But let's get into it. Okay, so I sew for my daughter quite a bit. You know, you guys have seen quite a few things for her. And I sew for my son as well, just not as much, just because he just doesn't, he wears a lot of athletic wear and he just prefers store-bought for that. My daughter I've turned into a complete couture monster, so bespoke monster. So it's rarer for her to have store-bought clothes, and he's kind of the opposite. But one thing that he does love is a good pair of True Bias Hudson pants. The True Bias Hudson pants, there is a women's pattern, a men's pattern, and a child's pattern. And I bought the men's and the women's pattern, gosh, a few years ago, and made them each a pair. My daughter's not as crazy about it as drafted. Now, there is a blog post on how to raise the rise on that to make them more to sit at your natural waist, because it is like a mid-rise jogger. So she was not as crazy about that. But again, there are instructions on how to raise that. However, my son loved his pair. In fact, he still wears them from like 3 years ago. They are so tattered and worn, guys, I can't even tell you. Now, I did make him a new pair last year, and you guys saw that. I made it with a matching sweatshirt that had like a ridiculously large hood, and I can't even remember what pattern I used for that, but it was like comical how big the hood was. He looked like Robin Hood in it or something, or like the Arrow, if you watch. He watches that show on the CW, whatever. Anyway, Green Arrow. Anyway, he wears both those still. But he had asked for a new pair of pants, and when I was ordering fabric for his sister for the back to school sewing, which I have gotten quite a bit of that finished. You guys just haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting to get it all done and then do like a big show. But he was like, you know, can we get me some, you know, some knit, something soft for a new pair of PJ pants? And, you know, of course, when he does ask, yes, because he never asks. Anyway, but then the fabric's been sitting there forever. So bless him, the other day he was like, I really need new PJ pants. Could you make those up? And I'm like, oh my gosh, honey, yes, I can. So anyway, I'm going to show you those, and I decided just last week to take a couple of days and just make all the PJs. I think it was 2 days, and I made all 8 of these pieces, and I also made this set for myself and the robe, because that robe fabric's also been sitting there forever. And I have been wearing my set nonstop, and then I literally just pulled these out of the dryer. So that my kids have been wearing theirs as well. All right, we'll start with him and with the Christmas pajamas, and then we will go over to her. Okay, so I got this fabric from StyleMaker Fabrics, and actually I wasn't even shopping for Christmas fabric at the time. I was buying knit, and I happened to be glancing through her new arrivals page, and she had just gotten in some like Christmas knits, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. So if you can see the print, it looks like a Fair Isle sweater, but we have like the Christmas trees and the snowflakes, those little holly berries. But the colors are so unexpected, with like the mustard and this kind of tealy grayed color. And then the warm pink. I don't know, I just thought it was so cool, and it's actually right in my daughter's, these muted colors are very much in my daughter's color wheelhouse. Not necessarily this mustard color, but the other ones. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna order some of that. So I grabbed 3 yards of it, not really knowing what pajamas I was gonna make, and I was kind of thinking just pajama bottoms for each of them out of it. But then I made this set, was thinking about making this set for myself, which actually was inspired by a set on Bowden for the Love Notions when I matched with the Bowden stuff. And that took 3 yards for me to make that set for me, and I thought, oh, that's definitely gonna take, you know, maybe not as much for my daughter, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to get out a whole set for her and another pair of pants for him out of the 3 yards. So I went back and ordered 2 more. So 5 yards of fabric. I used every little bit of it, but I think it is still at StyleMaker Fabrics if you're interested. So I will leave a link to the fabric down below. Okay, so for my son, actually this shirt for him was just a happy accident that I was able to squeeze this out. And so I have not matched anything on this shirt, so don't look too closely. It was just like I had just enough fabric. I'm like, well, I don't want to, I mean, what else am I going to use the Christmas fabric for? So it needs to be something. So I went ahead and, so I was just going to make him pants, and I ended up, yeah, going whole hog. So let's talk about his pants first. So these are the True Bias Hudson pants for men, like I mentioned, the smallest size that they make. And we are now at the full length. When I first made these for him, I had taken like 3 inches out of the length. Now we're at full length. But I used some fabric from my stash. This is a cotton modal. I have a Lisalen Co. Maritime t-shirt I wear quite often, and this is the scraps from that. But it just went perfectly with the ochre in the pattern. Now I did match the pattern on these. It's just the t-shirt that I just was down to the dregs, and so I wasn't able to do it to do that. But yes, it is a pants that has the pockets. He uses the pockets. He likes to throw his phone and stuff in there. And then it's got the nice cuffed bottom that he loves. Again, I obviously use the contrast of that fabric. He's got the world's smallest waist, but that's kind of what I love about these. He's a soccer player, and so he has a muscular rear end thighs. But from the waist up, he is skeletal. He is built just like his dad was. His dad was built the same way when he was that age. And bless him, his waist is 24 inches, and he's 5'6" now. And he's got, so he's not super tall, but he has got a very small waist. So anyway, I threw in some elastic that actually does fit him to help keep him up. He loves these. I love these. It's great. Now, when I had this out, I had enough fabric to cut out a short sleeve t-shirt, and I thought, well, I'll just make him a short sleeve t-shirt to go with that. So this is the Lisalen Co. Metro t-shirt, and I've made this for him before as well. Actually, last year's Christmas pajamas, I made him just some flannel PJ bottoms. It was a Wardrobe by Me pattern, and then I made him the Metro tee by Lisalen Co. With a navy blue knit that he also wears quite frequently, and he can still wear both those pieces. In fact, I left a very large hem in those flannel pants, and I need to let it out now, but I mean, that'll come when it comes. But I had only enough fabric for the short sleeve version of this, which he says is a little too short if he were gonna wear this out. But this shirt fits him so well, and this is a cotton modal, again, scraps from my stash, and he loves this thing. So I had this out. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and make up the t-shirt. So I did. And again, it just fits him really, really well. Both my son and my daughter have very, very long torsos. And this fits him. He gets shirts will come up a little too short on him. And in order for them to be long enough in the body, a lot of times they're super long, like in the shoulders and the arms. But this one fits him really, really well without any adjustments. I made the smallest size on this for him. And again, the short sleeve version, that's all I had enough fabric for, and it was perfect. So I made that, and then while I had that pattern out, and I realized that I had enough of this fabric to make a shirt, I made another Metro tee. So this is the same pattern as that one, but I had enough for the longer sleeves. I wanted to use, I had enough of this ochre that I wanted it to kind of coordinate with the bottoms, and so I did the neckband in the kind of this mustard color, whatever color you want to call that, and then cut the sleeve short and did a cuff on the bottom. So this is not part of the Metro tee, I literally just added a cuff, which I did a 3-inch cuff, and then I did the circumference of it, 85% of the circumference of the bottom of the sleeve. So I just took 3 inches plus seam allowances off the bottom of the sleeve and then up the pattern, because that's also all I had about the length to do. This was scraps, guys. This was coming in barely. And then I added the cuffs, and I think it looks so cute. But other than that, this is the Metro tee, and yeah, he loves that. So I wasn't gonna make him a matching shirt because I thought maybe he wouldn't wear it, but he said he would for pictures and stuff like that. Also, I will show you footage of him in his Christmas pajamas now so that you can see that. Noting the time, so I'm gonna go to edit this. So that was that. And then because I was able to eke out the Christmas top with those, I'm like, well, he doesn't need 2 tops to wear with his Christmas bottoms. So I'm like, I like the ochre with the other pair of pants. So this was the original pair of Hudson pants. I bought fabric for him back in the fall and made these up for him. So he's been sleeping with this little color combination, which is just lovely, you know, whatever. He's been wearing that short sleeve shirt with these though. Okay, so this is a cotton French terry from the fabric.com, and I will leave a link to it down below if they've still got it. But it's this beautiful green. He picked out the color. It's a very nice cotton jersey. It has a beautiful hand, feels great. These are still a little damp from pulling them out of the dryer. And then I went with some ribbing that is meant for cuffs and that sort of thing. It came tubular, so it's knit in the round, so you can cut things out on the fold really easily. It didn't take very much. And it worked perfectly. So the color is just different enough, but I kind of like that contrast. Then I used the ribbing for this little bit of the pockets here. You can see. And then also for the bottom. So I think that, you know, I like the greens together. I was a little worried because, you know, looking at things on a computer screen, like, is that gonna work? I don't know, but I think it works really, really well. Again, he's had these on nonstop and really, really loves them. So those are his 2 pairs of Hudson pants and his 2 pairs of Lisalen Co. Metro tees. So he's good with PJs. All right. So then when I was making Christmas pajamas for my daughter, I had made myself this set. I'll talk about it more in a second. It's the same patterns, and I loved the pattern combination, so decided to use it for my daughter. Again, I've made the Hudson pants for my daughter before. She wasn't crazy about the lower rise, although there is a blog post on how to raise that up for next time. So I'll probably try those for her at another time. I actually prefer the rise on the Hudsons, but anyway. Okay, so I decided for her, she wanted pockets, again, to be able just to throw whatever when she's lounging around. And I made her the Love Notions Resolution bottoms, and these are the knit jogger version. Decided for her, though, because of her coloring, to go with a pale pink knit that I had in my stash. So this is a cotton jersey. I mean, it's been in my stash for ages. I don't even remember where it came from. But this is definitely not my color. This is a cool pale pink. Perfect for her, not for me. So I was happy to part with it. But I think it looks really good with the pinks that are going on in the pattern of the fabric here. This has a yoke on the back, which is really hard to see. It's got the pockets. I made the pockets for hers. I did not make the pockets for mine, but just because I was using a viscose for me, but I did on hers. I did the contoured waistband on hers, stuck in some elastic there at the top stitched it down, so it's nice and snug, and she really enjoys that. So there's the bottoms for her, which again are not necessarily pajama bottoms. They're more like a workout bottom, but it works perfectly. And then for the top, I made her the Love Notions Breckenridge Henley. Love this. This is also where I got the idea of doing the cuffs on his shirt, because the Breckenridge Henley, the long sleeves have cuffs, and obviously I did the contrast with the pink and loved that so much that I decided to do the cuffs on his too. Also, I was running out of fabric, so. And then I did the contrast band, obviously, in the pink as well. So the Breckenridge Henley, I did the extra small, but with a full bust for her. Fits her like a dream, just so good. Yeah, just really, really good. I didn't make any other alterations to this. And I made the extra small in the pants of the Resolution bottoms, no alterations. That's just it. Fits her great. I mean, they're a relaxed fit, but still, fits her great. So yes, so here's the Breckenridge Henley. Now I omit the buttons on that, and I literally just, the instructions are great for how to put this neckband in, because it creates like a placket, and you can see I've done like a little, maybe, I'm too far away from the camera now. I do like a little box and X sewing. It is not gonna, there we go. A box and an edge sewing there. The instructions are fantastic. But instead of putting, you can put workable buttons on there if you want, but every one version that I've made of this pattern that I love, I've just sewn buttons on, and it keeps the placket together. But for this one, I just top stitched the placket in place so that it stays together. Obviously this goes on easily over her head. That way you don't have like buttons poking you when you're sleeping at night. So I made this Breckenridge Henley as a PJ shirt for me in the summer with a matching pair of shorts, and I did that same thing. I did not do buttons or anything, and it just worked so great that I thought perfect for pajamas. Now if I were making this to go out, I would do a button on there, which I have done. Okay, and then I had enough of that pink to do a shirt, and at first I was like, well, should I give her 2 shirts to wear with those Christmas pajama bottoms? And I'm like, no, that's not necessary. But I did want to make her Breckenridge Henley out of this fabric because it's just so good for her. Instead, I had this fabric, which I think this is an art gallery print, that I bought a remnant of when I did my in-person fabric shopping not that long ago. It's a cotton jersey. I'm almost positive it is art gallery. And I had a remnant, so I only had a little over a yard, and it was just enough to eke out a pair of Resolution bottoms, the same pattern. I did the cuffs in the pink, just like the other ones, and I was able to get the neckband out for the shirt. Worked like a dream. I just did the regular pink for the cuffs on this one because this was all the fabric I had to do the neckband and these pants, and that was it. So it worked out really well. Thankfully, this print is not directional, so it worked really well. Put the pockets in this one. This is a cotton jersey, just like the other pair. She's been wearing them nonstop. Loves them. So there we have it. That is all the pajamas that I have made for my kids. Okay, now, my sweet mannequin back here, she doesn't have a name. She needs a name, doesn't she? This is what kind of started everything for my daughter. So I have got on her the same thing. This is the Breckenridge Henley and the Resolution bottoms. Now the only difference in these is that this is a viscose knit from Minerva, and in this wonderful leopard print. It's just so good. I love this so much. It's like all my colors. I mean, there's black in there, but really it's the browns and the warm caramels. I made the same thing. I made the long sleeve version, which is actually, this was the first time I made the long sleeve version of the Breckenridge Henley. I've made a short sleeve version, and I've made the cuffed version that gets rolled up, but this is the first time I made the long sleeved. Love it. Also omitted the buttons on the placket here. This is a viscose rayon, and because it's a viscose rayon, I omitted the pockets in the Resolution bottoms, and I used the yoga waistband on my pair just because I wanted to be ultra comfortable, and I don't want anything against my midsection when I'm trying to sleep at night. And to be honest, it has been chilly here the past few nights. I have been sleeping in these, and most of the time I have to take, if I have pajama bottoms, I have to take them off when I sleep, just because they get hot. But no, I've been wearing, this has been perfect. So this viscose jersey, viscose is breathable, which is lovely. It's a very lightweight jersey, so I don't feel encumbered while I'm sleeping. It's just been a fantastic pairing of pattern and fabric. Now I would not wear these out. They're, you know, because it's a very thin net, but it's perfect for wearing around the house. It'll be perfect at Christmas time and at Thanksgiving when we are staying at family members' houses where you don't want to necessarily, you know, you want to be in your pajamas but not be indecent in your pajamas. So this is like perfect. And then, folks, this is the Compose robe. I showed you all this last Friday because this was the pattern, the Feature Friday pattern last Friday, so you guys got to sneak peek. I have had this fabric. This is a, what is this called? An Eco Sweatshirt Fleece, I think, from Style Maker Fabrics. I have made, let's see, I had a Como cardigan in this, same fabric, and I made a zip-up hoodie for my son in 2 different colors of this fabric. It is lovely. It's a thinner sweatshirt fleece, so it's not like super fluffy and cushy. Perfect for this. So I had grabbed this color because I wanted it to match my pinecone pajamas, which are Itch to Stitch pattern. I made them last year. Matches perfectly. Totally be wearing these together. I love it with my new pajamas, and in the summertime, because the air conditioning's on, my new nightgown and set that I made, the white that has all of the floral and stuff, all of it, it's on Instagram if you want to go see it, and I showed it on the channel. But this color is in that as well, so it goes with everything. And so I finally, my pale pink robe, which did not one of my colors, it had seen its last day. I made that one as well. You guys probably saw it on me on Vlogmas last year. It was done. Stained, couldn't get it out. It really went the long haul. So now I have a beautiful robe in my colors. It's wonderful. There is a tie, and because I've got the hooks, or the loopies, the belt loops that are here on the side. And then I actually tacked the belt in the back so that it stays together, because that drives me nuts when the belt goes missing. So there we have it. Nice big deep patch pockets. I did the longer length on this one. There's a knee length and then the longer length. I wanted the longer length, especially for the winter. Love it. It's absolutely perfect. Made the medium with the full bust. I shortened the sleeves by 1 inch just because I didn't want anything getting into anything. And I shortened the body of the robe by 2 inches because I'm short. And that's all I did. Now, adjustments that I made to the Breckenridge are nothing. I made the medium with the full bust. I left the sleeves the same because I thought if they're a little long, there's the cuffs, it'll be fine. Resolution bottoms, I made the size medium, and I shortened the leg by 2 inches, I believe. And it came out perfect. So, absolutely perfect for wearing around the house and wearing at the holiday season that we are now approaching. So there you have it, guys. Brand new pajamas for everyone but my husband. But honestly, he doesn't wear pajamas. And you know, if he's like lounging around the house, it's just ready to wear, you know, sweats and that sort of thing. So he's never, I don't know, he just never, I made him a couple of button-up shirts. He just never really expresses an interest in having me make him anything. So, you know, that's fine. I'm not going to force it on anyone. So there you have it, guys. That is the PJ collection. Christmas pajamas. Definitely give you some inspiration, hopefully, for some patterns. If you're making your own family pajamas, I will link everything down below if you want to go take a look at all those patterns and fabric where it's available. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, that you get some sewing in. I'll see you on Sunday for another part to the Mountain View Jean pull-on sew-along, and then I will see you again on Tuesday. I hope you have a good one, and I will talk to you then. Bye!